The tale of Tungkung Langit and Alunsina is a creation myth from the Panay region. A creation myth is a story people tell to explain how the world, nature, or certain customs began. In this tale, two gods, Tungkung Langit and Alunsina, have a deep relationship discussed through love, fights, and separation. Their action and choices cause important changes in the world and lead the way things are organized. Put simply, the story uses the feeling and decisions of two important beings to explain why the world looks and works the way it does. It also helps readers understand how emotion like love and anger, responsibilities, duty, or what each character must do, and choices, decisions made by the gods, affect relationship between people and even how parts of nature were formed. The first character of this tale is Tungkung Langit, god of order, responsible, and calm. Tungkung Langit is the god who represents order and stability, meaning he wants everything in the world to be organized and peaceful. His sense of responsibility shows that he takes his duty seriously, always thinking about what is the best for maintaining balance in the universe. Because he is calm, he deals with problem in a peaceful and thoughtful way instead of reacting with anger or emotion. These traits makes him the figure who tries to keep harmony in both the heavens and the natural world even when challenges or conflict arise. Second is Alunsina, goddess of beauty, emotional, and curious. Alunsina is the goddess who symbolizes beauty and creativity, making her the source of charm, inspiration, and natural wonder in the story. Her emotional nature means she feels things deeply and her decisions often come from her heart rather than strict logic, which sometimes leads to misunderstandings or conflict. Her curiosity pushes her to explore new things and question what is around her, showing a desire for freedom and discovery. This characteristic make her a powerful force of change, representing the unpredictable and creative side of nature and relationships. The setting of this tale was in the celestial place, home of gods and goddesses. So this story takes place in a celestial place, a heavenly world where divine beings live and make decisions that shape the universe. This setting shows that the events of the story are not ordinary but have a huge impact on the creation of the natural world. Since the characters are gods, their emotions, conflicts, and actions directly influence what happened on Earth, making this place important to understanding why the world formed the way it did. The celestial place also reflects a space filled with power, mystery, and the beginning of creations. The setting symbolizes two opposite forces, order and freedom, representing by Tungkung Langit and Alunsina. Tungkung Langit's influences bring structure, peace, harmony to celestial place, showing his desire to maintain balance and rule with discipline. On the other hand, Alunsina's presence symbolizes movement, creativity, and independence, bringing life and change to their world. Together, these settings become a reflection of their personalities, showing how the tension between order and freedom leads to both conflict and creation.
So now let's proceed to the summary of the tale of Tungkung Langit and Alunsina. The tale of Tungkung Langit and Alunsina is a Visayan creation myth about two deities whose contrasting personalities lead to conflict. Tungkung Langit is the responsible, orderly god, while Alunsina is emotional, curious, and sometimes jealous. When Alunsina suspects Tungkung Langit of abandoning her duties, she sends the breeze to spy on him. Offended by her mistrust, Tungkung Langit confronts her, and their argument ends with Alunsina leaving the heavens. Her disappearance brings deep sorrow to Tungkung Langit. Unable to find her despite searching everywhere, he channels his loneliness into shaping the universe. From emptiness, he creates the sea, land, sky, sun, moon, and stars, each a reflection of his longing and an attempt to restore balance in the world without her. And now, let's proceed to the creation of the world. Tungkung Langit forms the elements of the natural world as a response to loss. The sea and the land bring structure, The sky gives order, and the sun and moon and stars bring light to an otherwise empty universe. In the myth, creation becomes an emotional act, an expression of love, grief, and the desire to fill a void. And now we have here in the next slide the literary understanding. The tale explores themes of love and responsibility, showing how imbalance in a relationship can lead to a separation. It also highlights loss and longing, as Tungkung Langit grieves becomes the driving force of creation. The concept of creation from emotion reveals how the natural world is mythically tied to human-like feelings. The story uses symbolism, such as celestial bodies representing devotion and sorrow, along with conflict between trust and doubt. As a piece of mythology, it explains the origin of the world while reflecting cultural values about harmony, duty, and companionship.
And now, we move on for the heroic deeds of Tungkung Langit. What I'm trying to say is how Tungkung Langit's actions make him a real hero, even if he does not fight battles or show strength in a loud way. First, he took responsibility over the whole universe, which is already a huge thing. And instead of running away from his duties, he faced them, even when he felt deep sadness because Alunsina left. Then he continued his work, and for me, it shows that being a hero always means doing what's need to be done, even when you're hurting. And another important point is that he created the world, the seas, the sky, the order of nature that just bring back balance. And he did not do it for himself, but for the good of everything around him. And this show how selfless he was. His focus was always on keeping harmony and making sure creation continued. It was not about his own feelings, but it was about doing what was the right thing. Overall, I want to explain that this story teaches us how love, responsibility, and sacrifice are all connected. Nungkong Langit showed a different kind of heroism, that not the loud or dramatic type, but the quiet strength of someone who chooses to keep going even though he was heartbroken. He still cared for the world. So this story also reminds us that our emotions can lead to meaningful actions. Even when we feel loss or sadness, we can still choose to create, build, and move forward. And it also shows that in any relationship, trust and understanding are important. And without them, misunderstandings happen and people get hurt. And in the end, the true strength we see in Tungkong Langit comes from his selfless acts that putting the universe before himself. And that makes him a hero. And that's the lesson we can take from the tale. And that's all for our presentations. Thank you for listening.